Yes.
Oh, it's amazing.
Hope you like it. So,
oh, I definitely like it. Simply, most of my questions, well, to you have been about, do I have shinjin? How do I know if I've got shinjin and stuff like that? It's been a massive concern that how do I put this? For the last couple of years, at the very least, up until relatively recently, for the most part, my fear has been, well, yes, I accept all of this. How do I know, though, that I have true and real shinjin? Do you see what I mean? My fear has been, have I somehow convinced myself that I believe all this, or do I really believe all this?
yes.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, many people wait something like a confirmation, like if I feel this or that, then that is a confirmation. But actually, shinjin is not the product of our feelings. Is not dependent on our feelings. So this is why you don't need to expect extraordinary things. You don't need to expect special feelings, because shinjin is not the product of our feelings. So shinjin is just to know and to decide that from now on you will entrust to Amida Buddha for your birth in the Pure Land. That's all. Is like you allow somebody to fix your car because you don't know how to do it. That's simple.
Yeah.
And the fact that you decide to allow John to fix your car, that is fate. And actually, that faith, your faith in John, comes from John, because John is a good mechanic, because John proved he's a good mechanic. So somehow John helps you or influences you to have faith in him. This is why we say in Jodo Shinshu that faith comes from Amida. Not in the sense that we should sit and wait for Amida to give us something, but the internal process, the technical process through which you receive faith, is this. I mean, it's exactly like when you trust somebody to do something for you. You trust him or her because of his capacities, because you know that he can do it. So somehow the other person awakens faith in you, just like the faith of the child comes from the mother, because the mother loves the child, cares about him, and so the child entrusts to the mother. So technically speaking, it is the mother who influences the child to trust in her. And the child is open. That is very important. To be open. To be open, to be in an open state of mind towards the mother, or towards Amida Buddha, or towards John the mechanic. That's important. We should not find an obstacle into this idea of shinjin coming from Amida, if we understand it like explained. Many people have these obstacles, like waiting for something special, or how do they know they have shinjin? You know, just because you decided to entrust to Amida. So this is why I know, because I know that I took this decision. Okay, from now on, I go with Amida. I bet on Amida everything.
I found that for me, I think one of the obstacles was phraseology. Like, for example, there's one. I think Paul Roberts described it as like a mind consciousness type thing, or a combination of that. So I thought, okay, and it was very difficult finding, okay, what actually is what actually is shin, if you see what I mean. It was some of the phraseology that's used that I found, and then came across your explanation of it about like trusting a mechanic or your doctor or whatever, and that, I see,
Yes, it's me and Paul teach the same thing. But perhaps sometimes we choose words differently. In my case, I try to use these simple analogies so that people can get it, and don't find an obstacle in such simple teachings, because Jodo Shinshu is a very simple teaching.
Oh yes, yeah.
You should always come to the basics, and the primal vow is everything in Jodo Shinshu. So if you have any questions, if you want to know what to do in your spiritual life, just go to the primal vow. Well, it's so simple. Amida said you should entrust to me. So entrust to Amida, say my name, so you can say his name. And he said perhaps even 10 times, which means say his name without being worried about the numbers. So you can say the name in a relaxed way, many times or a few times, doesn't matter. And then wish to be born in my land. So you simply wish to be born in his land. Okay?
Yes. Yeah.
That's all. And of course, the fact there is the exclusion, so-called exclusion clause in the Primal Vow, which actually means first that Amida doesn't want you to do some bad things because you entrust to him. Doesn't mean that his salvation is not a justification for your immoral acts. So you should try your best not to do bad things. This is the first so-called exclusion. Excluded are those who commit the 5 gravest offenses, which actually is like your mother saying, Myoshin, don't do those bad things that you are doing. Otherwise, your mother will leave you, or your mother will not give you cookies, you know. But that is only, but of course, your mother will give you cookies in the end and will never leave you. But that was just a way of telling you that your mother doesn't like your bad behavior or doesn't agree with your bad behavior. See? And the second exclusion in the Primal Vow, excluded are those who slander the right Dharma. That means that is the true exclusion. But it is not Amida who excludes us.
We exclude ourselves. Yeah.
Yes. Because to slander the Dharma means to say there is no Buddha. So if you say there is no Amida Buddha, if you deny Amida's existence, then you can't be saved by Amida. So you self-exclude. This is
it? I mean, I know I'm you know, probably a lot of people who don't know of Amida's existence or have probably heard about it, but they don't really know whether they believe either way. Is it actual rejection, having heard about it, or is it just simply not believing it, or a bit of both?
Okay. You that the slander of Amida of the Dharma means that you have this idea in your head that there is no Amida Buddha, which means that you can't be saved. But even worse than that is to go public and deny the existence of Amida Buddha. Because
like Alpha Bloom. Yes,
that is very, very bad karma. Because if you only have this opinion that Amida doesn't exist, if you simply don't believe in Buddhism, don't believe in Amida Buddha, then you can't be saved. But if you go and teach wrong views about Amida Buddha, that is very, very bad, you know, for your karma.
So you're literally slandering. Yeah.
Go to hell. Yes, please. Sorry.
So you're literally slandering. You're literally speaking out against. Yeah.
Yes. This is what many modernists do these days. They deny. They wear the robes and kesas of Jodo Shinshu priests, and they deny the existence of Amida and the Pure Land. So it's very evil what they do. They actually shut the door of liberation for other beings. It's this act is worse than killing all the beings on this planet, because to destroy the Dharma is worse than killing. Why? Because the Dharma is the supreme gift. The Dharma leads to liberation, not only from one death, but from all the repeated births and deaths. So
yes,
this is why such people go to the worst hell, to Avicii hell, according to the sacred texts.
Yeah.